Say hey everyone, welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquett. Alongside me as he is every Friday, it's Connor Mac Picks. Connor, how's this Friday treating you?
It's good. Friday, we got a ton of baseball, which I love. What do we got? 15 games. This is the Friday I'm talking about, Jose.
Full slate Friday.
I do wish, though, we had a couple day games today. Would be nice, but, you know.
No, I agree with you wholeheartedly there. Like I've said, I think there should be day baseball every single day, at least one day baseball game. That would be my change as of right now, Mr. Commissioner. But it's going to be a fun afternoon of baseball. I got face fucked last night, gambling-wise, but that is okay because we keep pressing forward. Whole long season. We haven't even hit 100 bets yet, so I'm excited to talk about this slate. I've got 2 plays locked in for me already. Actually, 3 plays locked in for me already. Unfortunately, it feels like I'm on the square side on one of them, but we'll talk about that as we go along through the show. Shout out to the chat, Rick J, becoming a member for the Pub Sports Members Club.
Yeah.
You, Rick J, Justin McElvey, Real Deal Prime. And by the way, we'll keep mentioning you as a new member, even though it's your 3rd month, Rick J. We'll keep mentioning you. Don't worry, Daddy. We got you. Rocco, Wine Time Sports, Gerald Jones, Jacqueline joining us, Travis Todd. Let's get right after this card, a big slate, and let's break it down. First game on our slate, battle of 2 lefties here. Madison Bumgarner versus Trevor Rogers here. Obviously, we know what we're getting from Madison Bumgarner from start to start, really just kind of a washed-up version of himself. Got touched up both times against the Dodgers. Pitched better in his second time, which was kind of it was surprising and not surprising at the same time because typically in those back-to-back spots, I always expect the opposite to happen of what happened last time. So pitcher shoves, kind of expect him to struggle. Guy struggles, we'll expect him to pitch well. He pitched 4 2/3, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. Pretty good, 2 home runs there. You can't complain about that from Madison Bumgarner. Going up against the Miami Marlins here. And I got a fond memory from last year as well because I looked up Madison Bumgarner's 2 starts against the Marlins last year. Connor, do you happen to remember what happened in one of his 2 starts?
No.
This was one of the 2 starts where he got ejected after the first inning.
Oh, yes.
With the umpire.
I remember we were live
We did that whole thing. This is one of those 2 starts, and then he faced the Marlins again right after that ejection. 6 1/3, 2 hits, 6 1/3, 6 hits, 2 earned runs there. So pretty good track record against the Marlins, but they hadn't even been hitting lefties really at that point. Not an offensive squad, honestly, last year. Now they're a little bit better with Trevor Rogers on the bump. Someone that I like. I think he's a quality pitcher, though he might not pitch like it all the time. Went back-to-back against the Mets. 2 1/3, 2 1/3 innings, 3 runs in both. So kind of, just like those mirror starts of each other, really hoping. Well, I'm excited to watch him outside of the division here, even though the Diamondbacks do hit lefties well. So I'm passing on this game as of right now here. Connor, what do you think?
Yeah, 2 pitchers that I've both seen the same team. It's so early in the year, right? Rogers both starts Mets, and Bumgarner, both of them with the Dodgers. So we'll see stepping out. The problem is here, I think the Marlins at home might be a look. Marlins 160 with those bats, even against Bumgarner. I couldn't do it. I think there's tons of value here. I'm leaning the D-backs at this plus price. I think D-backs are a little bit better, this year. I talked about early on the year, I think they get over their win total. I think they maybe were an 80-win team, kind of 500 there. Carroll, they got a bunch of guys that as long as they stay healthy and get it done. The problem is Bumgarner. I can't back him anymore. And he really, that last start against the Dodgers, I was watching it, he lingered. It was like, get out everything. He still walked 6, I believe, right? I mean, it was
6 walks, 5 Ks.
Tough. Yeah, 6 walk, 5 Ks. He got out of some, but I don't trust him. So tough one for me as well. Do the sticks come too against these lefties? With this total at 9, maybe, and maybe it stays under because we know these offenses can go dormant. So it's a game I want to stay off as well. But I'd lean D-backs. I'd take the plus money over having to take something with the Marlins where -1, bring down this juice.
No, I don't hate that at all. I usually typically lean dog as well there. So I would agree with you, Rick J, taking the team total over 4 there for the Snakes. I would like that look. Both these teams do hit lefties well this year so far. 11th, 110 weighted runs created plus for the Miami Marlins, while the Diamondbacks are 9th, 113 weighted runs created plus. So we'll see how that game unfolds. Next game on our slate, Philadelphia Phillies versus the Reds. Taijuan Walker, as he say in Spanish, apparently. I don't know why his name is not Taiwan in English and Spanish, but his name is Taijuan in Spanish. A shout out to him. Versus Connor Overton, a guy that I thought we would have more of a sample size of and maybe be able to get a read and see how he pitches, but just has not pitched in the last few years. Gave up 4 and 5 runs to start the season so far, and he's going against the Phillies yet again here in a back-to-back. We're at the Phillies. He went 4 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs there. Like I mentioned, I kind of expect the opposite of whenever you go against a bounce back, so maybe he pitches a little better here, but I don't want to pay and find out, and I don't want to back Taijuan Walker yet this season, so I ended up passing here as well. He did start 2 times against the Reds last year, Taijuan Walker did. 6 innings both times, 2 and 3 runs, so pretty good starts, but nothing to write home about, so I ended up passing on this game as well, Connor.
Yeah, 2 pitchers. Yeah, I don't love a ton here. Looking at it right away, I can't back the Reds even right now with this price. To me, I'd look first 5 with the Phillies. You have to lay the half, but I'd go there. I mean, Overton, it's up and down. He's all right at times. I can't, like I said, this price needed to be up in the 150s for me to back the Reds. And Walker, the walking machine. I mean, I look at the over too. If you still get 9.5 out there, I haven't bet this yet, but I think there's runs in this one. In the end, I think we get some scoring here, and there are a couple places we still have a few 9.5s, right?
Let me see.
Wow,
here.
not many left. There's about 30 minutes ago. There was like 3 places. I see a ton of 10s. Maybe there's a couple if someone has one book that has it. But if you have the 9.5, that'd be a lot better. I'd look over.
Interesting. By the way, and since I got crushed last night, I started doing some more research, trying to see if I can put some other websites into my rotation of capping. And there is a website that I found that has opening lines and it shows you lines from different places. So that is also ideal as well for line shopping purposes. And you can see how far the lines have moved. So exciting stuff happening here in the Bouquett household. By the way, I know everyone's surprised about.
Thrilling.
Yeah, I know.
Thrilling stuff.
They found a new website. Oh my god, yeah, it's great. It's great. But yeah, the Taijuan craze is taking over the chat right now. I was talking to my sister's husband who does Spanish commentary for whatever channel. And he was commentating the Mexican games in the WBC, and he asked me, and I was like, "Oh, it's Taiwan," but he was like, "No, it's Taijuan. That's how they say it." And I was like, "All right, whatever. You got the fucking official pronunciation guide, so whatever." So shout out to him. Shout out to Taijuan. Shocked to hear that as well. Next game on our slate.
Yeah.
Giants.
Real quick with Walker too. Real quick before you get going, does he pitch well? We always talk about the last few years. Pretty good early. And he gets kind of shit on the second half. So could he have a good start? Maybe against this Reds, but I'd still lean over.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a pretty decent pitcher this year. He'll be like above replacement level at least, I think. And he'll be backable at some points, hopefully, because he's technically like the worst pitcher in this rotation. And he's pretty good in his own right. So him and Bailey Falter, maybe we'll get decent prices on as the season progresses. But next, Giants, Tigers. This was another easy pass game for me, but it was funny because when I first capped this originally, I wrote down the pitchers. I was like, oh, this feels like an over. This feels like an easy over. And then you cap the batters. It's like, oh, well, these are the 2 worst hitting lefty squads in baseball. So I initially looked first 5 over, honestly, but yeah, I can't back the 29th and 30th best team against lefties. 42 and 49 weighted runs created plus. Maybe Joey Wentz after 2 shit starts against the Red Sox and Rays, 2 teams that can hit a little bit. maybe he can take advantage of a Tigers or a Giants lineup that's not the most fearsome. And again, same thing with Sean Manaea. He pitched a great time, had a great outing as a relief pitcher, or 2 innings, or sorry, I should say as a starter. He went through 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, and then his 1 relief appearance this year, which I thought was interesting. 2 innings, 2 hits, 3 earned runs there off a home run. So I'm not a Sean Manaea backer. I was actively trying to fade him this year until I obviously got me in that last start. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm passing here with just 2 shitty offenses. Maybe lean towards an under after all that.
I do like the under here. Either first 5 or a full game. Wind's not much. It's blowing in. The problem here is both pitchers. Manaea, obviously, he walks guys and he had trouble. And he got hit a little bit. What was that, against the Royals when I was going through his stuff? That last start?
Yeah,
but he got away with it.
3 hits, 1 earned run.
Yeah. But the Giants scored a ton of runs, right? Or 6-5 in the end. Wentz, he can't walk anybody. He just can't. I think he has better stuff. And you mentioned it. Both these teams don't hit lefties. So I'm on the under, first 5 here.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting, especially because you mentioned his walks. He went 4 walks last time. We saw Madison Bumgarner escape with 6 in his last. But I really think that this is just a battle of 2 inept offenses. And I'll be interested to see what Kenny's mentioning, Javi Baez. I'll be interested to see what he does. He fucking had a horrible base running mistake, just head up his ass kind of stuff. And then he got yelled at in the tunnel and benched for the rest of the game. Is he going to pitch or is he going to play today? I should check the lineups real quick and see if he even plays today. But I'll be interested if he does to see what happens with him and his whole saga. He's playing. He's hitting 4th and batting or hitting 4th and playing shortstop. So I'll be interested to see how that goes.
This is back home, like a start here for Wentz seems like good. Like this seems like a good place here at home to maybe go 5 innings. I thought last year he was all right, and when he pinched was Wentz. So I think, yeah, he can have a good start. And he got in that last game he started against the Red Sox. I mean, the grand slam was just the end of it from Devers. We'll get to him, the Red Sox. That's the props today I like. But, yeah, that really killed him. But I think Wentz can go out and get it. And both teams and offenses, if they kind of score a bunch of runs here, I'm like, I just think we're on the right side of the bet, a bet like this.
Okay, beautiful. And by the way, Christopher Commentini, he got benched. He ran. He was on second base, and he just as soon as the ball got hit, just took off. Didn't even look where the ball was hit, and it was just an easy fly ball that they threw to second to double him off there. Then he went to the dugout with, I think it was another player, and then A.J. Hinch, and then eventually they all came out of there, and they took him out of the game after. So he got benched there, and then now he's coming back. So if he has any character at all, we'll see if he has a good game today, but I doubt it. So next game, Cleveland Guardians, Washington Nationals here. Cal Quantrill, who I thought was going to be a backing or back pitcher this year, a guy that I thought was kind of excited about, but has struggled in the WBC, struggled so far this year. I know it was a back-to-back against the Seattle Mariners, a good squad, and 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs is pretty acceptable. But I thought this guy might be the ace of the staff, honestly, even with Tristan McKenzie being there. So I do expect him to shove here today, but do I want to back him? Not really. I could easily see someone being talked into a -1 for Cleveland against Trevor Williams, who he's fine, just an innings eater kind of guy that they hope just keeps doing their thing. He stays healthy, gets them through games. But this is another easy pass for me, unfortunately. I would like to fade Trevor Williams, but with the Guardians hitting 26 right now against righties, 79 weighted runs created plus, I couldn't get there, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think Quantrill will be better. This guy grinds, and to think, last year a 3.38, a 2.89. There's a couple of guys today where you're like Cortes as well. Have under 3 in the American League, I think is solid. He just got to be sharper. A couple walks. We know he doesn't get a ton of Ks. But he just gets outs, like I talked about. Price isn't great, but it's the tribe for me. I would take him first 5, lay that. Trevor Williams, the good, the bad, the ultimate pen, spot starter, star decent. I don't know what to make of him. And I'd look at the under. I know the wind's blowing out. I'm not going to mess with the total. But I think Quantrill could pitch well. And we know, depending on what the Guardians do, sometimes they can mash, but I still don't love this lineup. So I leaned under, but I'd look also with the Indians here. Sorry, the Guardians, first 5 minus that.
We're gonna have to start a swear jar with the I word in there. Apparently,
Yeah,
shout out to the
shit.
Guardians. Next game on our slate: Rays, Blue Jays, the marquee matchup of the night. At least for me, it's the marquee matchup of the night. And by the way, it seems like I accidentally skipped Yankees Twins, and we'll talk about that game next. But Rays Blue Jays here. I circled it down. This is my first bets last night. Maybe I'm on the square side, but it just took the Rays here pretty easily. I got them at minus 115 for the money line, and I got them -1 plus 112. I understand that people are saying this is a Blue Jay spot, travel. Berrios pitches better at home. Berrios has pitched well against the Rays last year at home. I understand all that. The bets are in. I'm trusting the Rays, who are smashing everything they see, and Jose Berrios, a guy that I fade almost religiously at this point. So Rays for me here, Connor. What do you think?
He's having a tough time. I mean, can you get? You're right. Last year's couple starts were solid. A little bit different Rays team, and it's a long season. This is so early, where they couldn't hit at times. But that hasn't been to open the year. There's just no way. I think you ride the Rays, just or nothing until they lose. I'm not gonna go. Wow, I'm gonna back Jose Barrios. Just and he could throw well here today, especially just at plus 105 or whatever the hell it is, plus 110. No way. And Rasmussen's a bet on pitcher for me. I love betting on this guy. He pitched well on the road home. He's just a good pitcher, flat out. There's not that not a lot of Jays have great numbers off him. So I'm with you. This is just Rays or nothing. Ride it here. A Rosarena prop as well. It's plus 140 over 1.5. He's 4 for 8. I had that circled from earlier today. He's been hitting, so take that.
Okay, Randy Rosarena there as well. Just to back up your Drew Rasmussen point, which doesn't even really. I mean, everyone can see how great he is. One of my favorite pitchers to watch right now as well. On Fangraphs, they finally put the three key pitching stats that I like looking at now. They actually got invented or created, whatever you want to call it, last year. It's called Stuff Plus, Location Plus, and Pitching Plus. And obviously, I could get into what goes into that stuff, but obviously, Stuff Plus just rates how gross or good the pitches are. Location Plus is how accurately he pitches or how throws them, and Pitching Plus is a combination of the both. The plus sign indicates that it's out of 100, and our guy Drew Rasmussen is second. Technically, actually, he's tied for first in Pitching Plus, 116, tied for first with Jacob deGrom. So I really like Drew Rasmussen too. I think he's a great pitcher. So I know that might be a little confusing, but yes, that stuff matters.
And of course, he's gone against the A's and the Nats, but this guy's done it another guy 2 ERA the last couple of years. A 2.8 ERA. Is 11-7. Sometimes he might not go deep for you, but yeah, Dave, it's like, come on, you want to take Jose Berrios in the plus 108? Yeah, go ahead. Whoever that guy is out there, and they will lose. But this is one if you've been on the Rays, you keep rolling here. This is too good, and no reason to look at all the bullshit and go too deep. I think.
I agree with you. I was pretty shocked to see this line. For some people, it opened as a Rays as an underdog. Just kept beating bet. Opened on this website that I'm looking at right now at -116. Obviously, we can see on Bovada -130. I like Bet 365. It's Rays -125. Bet Online has Rays -120. So it's moved their way, and it moved to -135. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see it, to watch this game, because I'll be sweating my dick off during this game, especially because I can't stand
the dick off.
Yeah, I can't stand Jose Barrios, so this is definitely a make or break game for me, I guess. Let's go back to the Yankees Twins game. I got crushed on this game last night. I was on the Yankees. That did not work for me at all. I thought my man Johnny Brito, aka Johnny Burrito, was going to pitch well, and he did the exact opposite. So Truthfully, I'm a little scarred by the Yankees as on top of me already hating them as much. But if I had to pick a side here, I'm obviously going right back to the well here with the Yankees. Nestor Cortes,
Yeah.
trust a little more within Johnny Burrito, obviously. He pitched okay against the Twins last year in 2 appearances, 4 innings both times, 4 earned runs off 2 home runs, and then 4 innings, 2 earned runs there off 2 hits. So he's pitched okay against them, not anything too special. Louie Varland, obviously this is supposed to be Tyler Mahle at the beginning of the afternoon yesterday, and then it switched to Louie here. So we'll see what he does. I think he probably gives up runs here. I hate to say this, but they do have a captain. They do have an established leader in that clubhouse, and the worst leader in baseball, Aaron Judge. But I assume that he will
Wow.
get the boy. Well, I mean,
Words.
I've got factual evidence. This guy, when you win a playoff game in Boston in 2018, you have a boombox playing New York, thinking you're good, but whatever, it's fine. Just factual statements, has not led his club to win anything. Factual statements there. But I think he's a guy that can get the boys going, saying, we got fucking shit pumped last night. Let's go bring our best effort at the plate here. I went 0 for 4, sucked ass. The only guy on this team that actually showed up with Anthony Rizzo. So let's go help our guys here and get a win. So I would lean Yankees -1 if it's a bettable price and the over here. But otherwise, I'm passing on this game.
Yeah, let's see what not a ton of guys there at 293 off Cortes. The other guy in the 2.8s I wanted to bring up, we talked about earlier, and he just kind of could get out of it. Even this year, his first couple starts, Cortes gets a few runners on, gets out of it. Michael Taylor too, yeah, 3 for 7. There's a couple guys. Vasquez, he had a big grand slam the other day. I had him, but Louie Varland, this kid's pretty good. Coming up, even his couple starts at the end of the year, I thought we're all right. I always you want to go the next day because I think the value's here with the Twins again. After they score 11 runs, I don't know, jumping right to it, and Cortes here, I think Varland could pitch okay. I kind of like the under here a little bit. This is one I haven't bet, but I was looking at that. He's pitched well, he's pitched well through everything: single A, double A, triple A. And I think if he gets more starts with these guys hurt, he could stay in this rotation. That'd be big for the Twins. But yeah, I'm looking under in this game.
Okay, beautiful. Trust in Louie Varland right there from Connor Mack Picks. I hope you realize that makes you a Louie Varland guy. You're not committed to Louie Varland.
Hey. Yeah, we'll see what the Yankees do. I don't love their offense. This lineup's, all right, come on.
No, I'll
Judge
join
Rizzo
the
Stanton. I don't think there's nothing after that.
Yeah, I'll join in on the Yankee slander. No problem here, Connor. I'll dive right in with you. Volpe was hitting 9 yesterday. Now he's going to lead off for them. It's really the top 3, honestly. Volpe might be able to do damage for you. He's got that big asshole in center field. Anthony Rizzo, the best free agency signing that the Yankees have made in quite a long time. And then Mike Stanton at 4, who's not been relevant in the last couple of years. They also had their closer playing third for them, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, hitting last and closing baseball games for the New York Yankees. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes for them today. But I am a little bitter that they got shit pumped and I was on them. So that might be a little bit of my anger towards them today. So who knows? Who knows? Who's to say?
And really, you got to look Yankees, I guess. You think they get to Varland team total, but with this price, they're at home. I don't want to take them run line. That's up to somebody else. Even the first 5, with my, halves, -125. I don't want that right now.
Yeah. No. And I will also admit, my last note here, I was pissed off to see Bucks in the lineup. I did not expect him in the lineup yesterday, so I did not, and he is in the lineup today. So there are your notes there. Another team that pisses me off greatly, the Boston Red Sox versus the Los Angeles Angels here. Patrick Sandoval, who I always, when I'm typing his name or write his name down, I always write Pablo Sandoval first. So shout out to Patrick. No shout out to Pablo, that fat fuck. Patrick Sandoval here, 1-0. If you've heard me talk about him before, you probably know what I'm going to say here. He's been one of my breakout candidates. WBC was kind of that moment where I was like, oh, wow, you shut down the U.S. for 3 innings, whatever, and then you go out there and shove against Japan. respect. I put respect on your name there. He's pitched twice this year, 1 earned run both times. Think he pitches well here against the Red Sox. The Red Sox, who once upon a time did hit lefties well, and then suddenly they saw, I forgot who it was they saw now, but they saw the Rays, and they paraded a whole game's worth of lefties. They didn't hit them. They saw Shane McClanahan. They didn't hit him. Now this is going to be a stretch against the Angels, who have the most lefty starters. Patrick Sandoval, fucking the guy that threw the no-hitter yesterday, whose name escapes me. He's a lefty. Tyler Anderson, I believe, is a lefty. So I'm a little concerned here. Alex Cora had this circled on his calendar and pointed out like 2 weeks ago, said, we're about to face like 16 lefties in a row. So we'll see how that goes. They're 19th right now, 102 weighted runs created plus. They were like 130 a week ago, and it's gone down, down, down. And I don't trust Tanner Houck. I know he's 2-0 so far, but he's pitched 5 innings, both times 2 earned runs, 3 earned runs. He had a terrible spring, and I thought that his terrible spring was just command based either. It wasn't even like I was checking his stats and seeing how good he was doing. It was just never throwing his shit where he wanted it to go, and it just concerns me that I think his command will just go away. So I took Angels first 5 here. I don't bet against the Red Sox very often. And I also expect Ohtani to rake here. So Ohtani props, I'm not a prop guy. I don't bet them, but he dominated the last time he was in Fenway. He pitched great, 2 home runs. It was just like a ridiculous outing for Shohei. So Angels for me, Angels props. This fucking Red Sox team infuriates me.
Wow. Jeez. Ripping them alive.
Thank you.
Yeah, good old Reed. Sandoval was good. We talked about his last start, and he went 6 against the Jays, right? And went out 6 hits, 1 earned. Then Bichette hit a 3-run bomb, I think. And I think the next inning, once they took him out, so he got the no decision. He's 2-0. It's like good, bad. I'm sure you watch him all the time, Jose. What are we gonna get with him? He can walk guys, and other times he can look pretty good. So I don't trust him, but I don't want the Angels. You mentioned it. The Angels don't run a lot, but we know how bad the Red Sox are. I mean, they still have Trout, Ward, even Ohtani could. There's a few guys. So look at
it makes me so fucking angry just watching the Rays. They get a single, and that single automatically turns into a double because no fucking Red Sox catcher can throw out anyone. And I don't even know if it's entirely their fault either. The pitchers take too long to deliver the ball. I don't know. They've only thrown out like 1 runner all last year, and it's just so fucking annoying watching them just run. So I agree with you. If you're betting, like Noah Syndergaard's pitching today, he's another fucking props guy. They stole a baseball guy. It's just crazy. It's crazy that they keep doing this. And I'll shout out to C Bling, who we've been on 2 shows now. I have not seen anyone on the Red Sox, and Siebling has been the voice in the darkness telling me to bet the Red Sox. Is Siebling the devil on my shoulders right now telling me to bet the Red Sox?
He's whispering in your ear.
I don't know. We'll find out, Siebling, because if the Red Sox win today, I'll give you a shout out, and I'll call you the angel on my shoulder. But if I win my Angels bet and the Angels win, you're officially going to be the devil on my shoulder, Siebling. So have that responsibility stuck in your head there. It's going to be a lot of fun watching this ball game. I can't wait.
The only thing I wanted is Devers. I'm going to take his props. He's the lone bright spot, Jose. He's already got 5 jacks. They're still hanging his number at plus 600. That's a joke. I mean, Sandoval, he's 2 for 2 off him. He hits lefties, righties, doesn't matter. And his over 1.5 is you can get plus 125, 130. He's too good of a hitter. I'm on both. So I'm on the over 1.5, and I'm on his jack plus 600. Put a little on that.
All right, beautiful. And Siebling, if the Angels do win the first 5 and the Red Sox win the game, then we'll just need to praise whoever out there, just to thank God, the gambling gods, to throw us a bone there for once in our fucking lives there. All right, let's move to this next game. And Connor, I was extremely close on moving to this on this one. I'm really glad I didn't, because it was minus 120 last night, and I was going to bet the Baltimore Orioles here. Bet them first 5 full games somehow. Last night it probably would have been full game. But I just, I 2-0, whatever, pitched okay against the Pirates and the Astros. And okay is relative against the Pirates. 5 1/3, 8 hits, 4 earned runs. I wouldn't want that from my starter, but I'm a Red Sox fan that would accept that very much so right now, and most franchises wouldn't. So take that with whatever is worth. And the Astros is not a good hitting ball club right now either. But Tyler Wells is interesting because we talk about the new rules, etc., the steals, the no shift. I think Tyler Wells might be one of those guys that gets hurt with the no shift. He's a sinker ball pitcher, and we all know what sinker ball pitchers do. They throw it low to get hitters to just bang balls in the dirt and hopefully get bodies on the ball. But more balls in play are getting through. So I am a little worried. He had a great start. It wasn't even a start. It was a relief appearance against Texas a few weeks ago now after Kyle Bradish got hurt. And my thought process of his dominance there was, well, the Rangers were prepared for Kyle Bradish. They didn't read any whatever pregame scouting on Tyler Wells. So Tyler Wells he was going up there just doing his thing. They had no idea what was coming. They weren't prepared. And then obviously his next start against those Yankees, a team that he's seen before, a team that's actually kind of owned him. He got crushed, 6 innings, 4 hits, 4 earned runs. So
2 bombs too, the long ball.
Yeah. And it's in Baltimore too, where the long ball, you don't get them cheap there. You don't get those balls cheap. So I went back and forth on this one, Connor. I still lean towards Baltimore, but I'm a little worried about Tyler Wells.
Yeah, it seems like he needs to have a good start. Like the bullpen's just been taxed, kind of beat up on the Orioles. They got the A's, an A's line ripped them around for runs everywhere. That was my lone loss on Wednesday. Was the Orioles. They just got down, early, couldn't get back and lost 8-4. I think he could have a good start. Maybe the clock thing is. I'd like to look at him a little bit more today, so I'll watch some of his game. But you talk about the success, the reliever, and now starting. I think he's decent. And what do we get? Clevinger's looked pretty good. We know about his past. I don't trust him, though, So maybe this is a solid spot for the White Sox. I just don't want the White Sox. I don't know what it is, Jose. I've talked to you about this the last couple of years. Yeah. I need to see a little bit more consistency betting them and cashing tickets because it just hasn't been. It's just the thing. Me and them don't go well together.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is either. I feel this way about the Brewers too. And the Brewers early were cashing for me, but now it's just like I bet on the Brewers, they lose. You bet against them, you win. And then the White Sox, I feel that same way. It's one of those things. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, can they turn it around? I mean, I'm just glad La Russa's out. I didn't know. What does this team do? Could they make the playoffs? I still don't think so. I wouldn't be surprised if they won 90 games, but I think they don't. So tough one.
They're the third best team in this division, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So do I.
They're just kind of in purgatory, which sucks for them.
Yeah. I don't know what to make out of them right now. Wind's blowing in. I just don't trust these guys to have really good start. I think Wells should have one, but I'm not going to put my money on it. I kind of leaned on the first 5 under here. My guy, Cedric Mullins. Mountcastle's Rutschman been hitting it. Maybe look at their props are pretty good. Plus money over 1.5 here.
Yeah, you can't escape him, Connor. You can't
escape him. Plus 120.
I showed someone that video for the first time. And it's hard to explain to people. It's hard to explain to people why that's so funny, but it's fucking hilarious. Shout out to that. I fucking love that video. It's one of my favorites. Next game on our slate, an interesting game. Let's talk Braves Royals. Brady Singer, a pitcher that I have been backing. I trust. I have one of my best friends is a Royals fan, so I hear a lot about the Royals. And I've been, tracking Brady Singer and these young pitchers, and it seems like they're getting their shit together. Brad Keller pitching well. Bubic pitching well. I was like, wow, what is this? Shout out to the Royals for being respectable. Obviously, their offense is made of just paper mache shit, but at least their pitching is good enough now, and you can acquire bats on the low. But I couldn't get there with them today, unfortunately. I really wanted to take a Royals first 5 team total. I was praying for a 1.5, but on Bovada, it's a 2.5 at plus 125, and I was like, yeah, fuck off. I don't want to bet a 2.5 with the second worst team in baseball right now against righties, 60 weighted runs created plus. I understand it's Charlie Morton. I understand he might be washed, and I understand he's given up 3 runs in both his starts so far this year. But it's still the Royals with 3 guys in their lineup. You're a little scared of.
Maybe.
I respect the Salvi. He's obviously the guy in the team and the captain as well. But Bobby Witt's very hit or miss sometimes. And then Vinny Pasquantino, he's a all or nothing home run guy. So the rest of that lineup just a bunch of slapdicks. They have an outfielder, Nate Eaton, who's better on the mound than he is at fucking baseball or fucking hitting. So it's just crazy. I pass on this game easily as well.
Yeah, Chuck Morton. I think like the Royals, this would be on first 5. Price for me is not that good here, Jose. Like other people look this side, like you were just talking about. This is cheap for the Braves. As the year goes on, this probably you'll look back at it, because it's so early in the year. And Royals put up a ton of runs on Wednesday, and I was like, shit. I think Jimmy took it.
That's it for the week. They're done for the week.
Yeah, look at these numbers too. Dozier's 3 for 6, but Jackie Bradley kills it here against Morton. He's 1 for 24. And even Salvi's 0 for 5. Yeah, Morton's shut down. They're hitting 128 off him. There's no Witt. There's a couple of the guys that haven't faced him, but yeah, not good numbers. Wind's blowing out to left. Could we see runs maybe? Because I think Singer could pitch well here, but that Braves lineup could bust at any minute. I'm just off in the end. This was, I could see either side, under, over. And on the side, so I'll be off.
I agree wholeheartely with this. This is cheap for the Braves, and you could tell me you could bet up a -1 here for the Braves at a decent price, and I'm like, all right. I mean, I could. That's a great bet because it's the Royals against the Braves at the end of the day. But I just couldn't get there, unfortunately. And I'll say this. Let's imagine next week we're back here, and Brady Singer goes 4 innings, 5 earned runs against the Braves. That's a bad start, but it's the Braves. They arguably have the best offense in baseball. So
yeah, and then I'd like to get on it maybe the next start because that seems like it. He had the good start against the Jays, and then he got ripped by a lowly Giants team that right now is not hitting really. 8 hits, 5 earned. So I like it. I like Singer though. I think he can. He's a decent starter at least for the Royals, but shitty price, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree. Needed that plus money to be a little higher, and it was, but it moved definitely towards the Royals. So we'll see.
It has, yeah.
All right, Blackout Bowl next for us in Texas. The Rangers versus the Astros. I greatly appreciate when these teams play because then I can watch all the other baseball games out of market. Thank you to MLB for having blackouts, you dumb motherfuckers. Martin Perez versus Luis Garcia. I'd say arguably 2 of my favorite human beings on this earth. They both played a pivotal role for me in Miami in the Baseball World Classic. You'll remember the most important baseball game of my life that I actually won. These 2 pitchers followed each other up. It was Martin Perez to start off against the DR. It was Luis Garcia to come in after and keep shutting them the fuck down. So we loved all of that. However, now that they're going against each other, it's tough. It's like picking my 2 favorite children. What am I going to do here, Connor? I don't know. Luis Garcia, he struggled. And what's interesting, and a great note by Sharpie, go watch The Walking Dead every day. Shout out to him. But he mentioned that Luis Garcia's velocity was down, and he referenced that it might be because of his windup. We all remember, again, more fucking rule changes. Some pitchers they had to change their motion because you were balking technically. Kevin Gausman was one of them, and obviously Luis Garcia was one of them, and the most notable one because everyone copied his fucking baby arm swing bullshit that he did. And for some reason, his mechanics were just better that way, and he was throwing a little harder, it seems. So I didn't want to back him either until he figures that out. Yeah. And I really, really wanted to back Martin Perez here, Connor. And I'm trying not to be a biased fucking piece of shit when I say this, because I love Martin Perez. He was horrible like 2 years ago. The Red Sox dropped him thinking no one would take him. And he goes back home to the Rangers and turns into a fucking Cy Young candidate, apparently. It's
Unreal.
sickening, but he's been great, and I've loved to see it just for him. He's a great guy. He faced Houston 5 times last year, a crazy amount, and that's probably the most you'll see a one pitcher.
Yeah.
5 times, and he pitched well in basically all those starts. There was
He had
one
one like a complete game, right? It was an
yeah,
A
complete
something.
game, 8 hits,
Uh-huh.
no earned runs. He was great against the Astros last year. Even at the Astros, he was okay. He had one bad start, and fuck me. This is what I think the storyline is here. 4 starts after this guy's or 3 starts, he dominates you. You finally find something out. You get to him. Then the next start after he gets dominated, he makes the adjustment, pitches well again. So honestly, I thought this was an easy Rangers first 5 spot for me here, just based off the past success. The Astros lineup is not as good as it was last year without Altuve, even though quietly they're still 6 against righties, 6 against lefties. 100
Lefties, yeah.
only 111 at bat, so obviously small sample size, but still. So it was a tough game for me to cap here, but I obviously lean Texas first 5. I don't want anything to do with their bullpen. And we'll see if Luis Garcia finds his form here. And obviously the other one is first 5 under, but I don't want to bet any unders right now. So all that to say, I'm off, Connor.
Yeah, Garcia. That's why I don't want to bet too. I like to watch more how this works out with him because he hasn't looked good. The K's, he's only had what, 3 in those starts, a couple walks, and we know he can walk guys. So I gotta wait. The number's too big. I think if you like the Astros, I would just go with their team total, maybe. But Perez, because I remember all those starts. It seemed like he was starting to get all year long. Yeah, and he pitched well except for that one. That's what I'm worried about. To me, free bet here, looking at like Rangers first 5, and then if he gets that 1 out of 5 starts, he gets ripped. It is Maldonado. Kind of owns him 10 for 21. Rock, I think, put in the chat. Yeah, Tucker 7 for 16. There's a few guys, but he's pitched so well. How can this guy, Jose, career 4.5, 5 ERA, yeah, just be unreal last year. And he's looked all right so far. It's so early. 2 decent starts, 1-1, 2.5 ERA. So yeah, if I had a free one, I'd be on the Rangers first 5 here. Plus
I'm putting my money where
135,
my mouth is here, Connor. I'll take Rangers first 5 plus 120.
All right.
It is shocking to me that he somehow has found himself this late in his career. And it definitely bothers me that it was after the Red Sox too, because the Red Sox had him and he had his moments of being good, but at the end of in the postseason, he was a reliever. Like they just threw him in there, like, just go in there, be our long relief guy, and goes to Texas and becomes a fucking Cy Young candidate again. Just Texas of all people, and I know he's more comfortable, but
yeah, Cheshire's right though, and that's what you're going with. You think he'll probably be on or give up 1 through 6, or he could give up 6, a couple bombs. So.
Yeah, so we'll know early. I think you'll know early if Martin Perez is on it. For Rangers first 5 for me. Let's fucking go, Martin. I believe in you, my man. And by the way, Christopher Comantini, to answer your question, that is not when I made the kid cry. That is the next game when I mentally broke Jose Berrios against Puerto Rico, and I made everyone around me hate me. And we won. Pirates, St. Louis Cardinals, next game on our slate. And I verbally get into a verbal argument with some random Puerto Rican man, too. Just me yelling at some stranger, too. That was awesome. Pittsburgh Pirates, Cardinals here. Johan Oviedo, the conquering champion, Johan Oviedo. Guy went out there and had the best start of his career last time out. I'm pretty sure I was on the opposite side of him too. 6 2/3, 5 hits, no earned runs there. This is a character start for me here, Connor. This will tell me a lot I need to know about Johan here. Facing his former team, faced him twice last year, so maybe it doesn't mean as much, but I think it'll mean a little more because it's been a while since he saw them. Obviously, he's gotten better, coming off of maybe his best career start. What is he going to do here against a Cardinals offense that didn't do jack shit yesterday? Another shout out to Sharpie. Watch teams leaving Coors when the first game.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Coors,
yeah.
Yep. They get blanked. No earned runs there yesterday on fucking Vince Velasquez, one of the worst starting pitchers in baseball. Can't wait to fade him again next time. I pass this game too, but if Johan Oviedo is the real deal James Neal here, he'll go out there and throw 6 1 or 2 earned run ball, and I'll be really impressed. Jake Woodford, I've got nothing for Jake Woodford. I've literally got nothing for this guy. I don't even know what to say. He went out there 2 times, giving up 3 and 6 earned runs, was a reliever last year. A whole lot of nothing for me. A whole bunch of nothing. So maybe even you take a Pittsburgh Pirates team total over here, but they're 20th right now against righties, 91 weighted runs created plus, which keeps me off.
Yeah, Woodford, he's the question mark here. Like, can he have a decent start here against a Pirates team that's played well? You know, it's just start. We've seen this before with them, Jose. You know, they come out the first month and a half, then they start losing. I think he could do all right. He had a couple good innings. And I remember he gave like a 3-run homer to Willie there. He had another homer later in that game too. I remember Oviedo, the old Cardinal. I remember, you know, being on him and him just not having it, Jose. He was not good. And they just got rid of it. He was just gone. See ya. He was all that last start against the White Sox. He was very good. I'll beg him to do that again. In St. Louis, Cardinals off a shutout. I like this Cardinals lineup, you know. So give me him first 5. I'm taking him first 5 here, minus the half. I know the only thing is with Woodruff, but I think they get some runs off Oviedo. I got minus 105. I'm on it.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. I wouldn't want to back him here either. You know, maybe Oviedo after that great start, maybe just like smelling the roses a bit. I'm the shit. I'm here. I've established myself as one of the guys in the rotation. We're actually good for once. What the hell? Then comes back to reality here against his former squad. Who knows? But I'm off, Connor, on Cardinals first 5 there. And by the way, yes,
I know that's one game, Jake. I get it. Vince Velasquez sucks, but sometimes teams just get shut down. They leave,
especially leaving Coors.
It happens.
It's weird. It's one of those things. The ball just travels differently in Coors, and it takes a minute to get used to. So I don't blame you.
If you bet them last night, they're dead to you. I get it. You know, but
I did bet them last night. I, of course, was on the Cardinals last night too. So they are kind of dead to me right now. New York Mets, Oakland A's, Kodai Senga, who, you know, he basically has NL Rookie of the Year locked up already. I mean, it's kind of sick. You know, James Outman, really good so far.
Really good.
We'll see, but Kodai Senga 2-0 has looked good. And the thing is, obviously, going against Miami both times, so temper your expectations against what is a shitty lineup. But the real test for me to see if a guy is actually like good is the second time around the league. Like, the league sees you once, they're like, all right, we'll see how it goes, et cetera, et cetera. But once you go against a team twice and they still can't hit you, that's when my antennas are up. That's when I'm like, oh, okay, so maybe you're the real deal Holyfield, as our guys are saying in the chat. Maybe you're a person that I should be backing going forward. And, you know, Kodai, again, it's against the Marlins. Today it's against the A's. So to take it all with a grain of salt, you guys say the same thing about the Rays. So, again, we all take it with a grain of salt. We'll see how it goes. But he could end up being a really, really good pitcher for the Mets here this year. So I'll be watching. And obviously I have a fascination for Japanese baseball players. So that's not a surprise for me either. So I passed on this game. I don't want to back the A's and James Caprillion. No thanks.
Caprillion, man, he has looked horrible. I thought he was, you know, his ERA at the end, I mean, he was 5-9, you know, after the year before, because he's just dealt with injuries. He just can't seem to stay healthy and go through a full year. But it was still a 4.23. He's just gotten gashed. I think, you know, wind's blowing out to dead center. This seems like just the eat spot for the Mets, you know. So, and he's been good, saying it's just he's walked a few, but he's got out of it 6 Ks. He should do well here. Like, the only thing the Mets just should hit him well is like they think after some shitty starts he bounces back, and this Mets team hasn't really seen him. But with the shit he's got right now, it don't matter. They haven't seen Caprillion. He's just been that bad. So I'd look the Mets, you know, run line here at home you don't love. It's minus 125. Their team total 4.5. That's minus 130. It's kind of juice, but that's the only way I could look in this one. until Caprion does something, and maybe he has this good start, and it's here, and I think this game stays under. Maybe after he's just been, can he be any worse? The long ball has just been horrible. He gave up 1 to the Guardians, but 3 bombs to the Rays. It's not good, and he's a guy that can walk people, and you don't want to walk people. Like on this Mets team, and you get the 3-run bomb. So
no, absolutely
Mets.
not.
Yeah.
And shockingly enough, by the way, the Mets are 27th against righties right now in the league.
Yeah, they've been great so far.
78 weighted runs created plus, so that's pretty shocking. A little breaking news, but I have not gotten to use this in fucking forever. Have not used that in a long time. A little breaking news. Jeffrey Springs out a minimum of 2 months. Of 2 months with a nerve issue in his arm. So that's not good for him. But he did just get signed up to a long-term deal. So shout out to him. But no Jeffrey Springs for at least 2 months, probably longer with a nerve issue, because that's pretty fucked when you've got that in your arm as a pitcher. That's going to be tough. All right, let's move forward here. A shit game, but I do expect the Mets to dominate as well. Yeah. Milwaukee Brewers, San Diego Padres here. Michael Wacha versus Eric Lauer. Eric Lauer, one of my favorite pitchers to back here. I like Eric Lauer a lot, and I've been looking at this game quite side-eyed, Connor. I like Lauer. I think he's been a solid pitcher all year. He went up against the Cardinals last time out, and that was an easy, don't bet on him here. Don't bet against the Cardinals when they're facing a lefty. And they dominated the lefty as expected. 4 innings, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, 2 home runs allowed. Not surprising there. Went against the Cubs in his first start at the Cubs. 5 1/3, 5 hits, 2 earned runs. A good start there. Do I trust him against the Padres? Here's the question. I relatively do. Padres are 17th against lefties, 103 weighted runs created plus. So take it with what it's worth. Against Michael Wacha here. 2-0 Michael Wacha. All the smart baseball people said in the offseason that Michael Wacha was going to regress. All of his numbers are saying his regrets. His predictive stats were all higher, like his xFIP were higher than his FIP, et cetera, et cetera. He's going to suck. He's had 2 decent starts. His last start.
10 Ks? I mean, yeah.
Yeah, 6 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs against the Braves at the Braves. Really impressive start. Again, who we just mentioned, one of the best offenses in baseball, perhaps. And then against Colorado, he went 6 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs. Not a great start, but from Michael Wacha, I'm sure the Padres will accept that all day, every day. So I don't think he should be a minus 170. I think these Brewers are a little better than advertised. I definitely lean towards them, but I didn't have it play in this game either. And I would take the full game here if I'm backing the Brewers, just because I trust their bullpens. Devin Williams was used last night, and so was Hader. So obviously keep that in mind. But ultimately, this is a pass game with a lean towards the Brewers here.
Dude, Wacha, he was good last year, Jose. I thought this was good for the Padres. He went 11-2 with the Red Sox. Yeah, he would only go 4 innings, 5 innings. But yeah, he kind of got the old feeling back. He's looked really good. And how long does this last? Maybe he's a guy that kind of falters. Can he stand up for a full year? Who knows there? Yeah, the number's too big for the Padres. This would be Brewers or nothing. I don't really love it. I kind of like, can Lauer have a good start here? I think that maybe, because I like the under here. I haven't bet it yet. This is one I want to look at a little bit more, because when he is on, Lauer's very good. He's another guy. Then he can get shelled, and that last start was bad that he had, where he gave up 6. So yeah, not too many guys hit him. I mean, Cruz is good numbers, 5 for 8 with a homer. Juan Soto, I saw him hit that ball against the Mets to dead center. He killed that. He's 5 for 13 with a couple jacks. It's like 5 something, 5 plus 525. So maybe look at a Soto bomb here.
And Michael Wacha is one of those guys for sure that he goes around the lineup twice and then gets pulled here. I'll be interested to see how that goes as well. But I I don't know. That's just kind of the thing now with starting pitchers. You go 5-6 and then you're out,
Oh
regardless
yeah,
of how
that's
well
it.
you're doing. So I respect it. I respect it. Shout out to Lucius Fox. Go into the casino. Have a good one, my man. Enjoy the casino. Hope your bets cash for you, my dude. Justin Steele and the Chicago Cubs versus Connor Max, Los Angeles Dodgers here with Thor taking the bump. Connor, I want to get your impressions on Thor because he's had one good start, one bad start, and a back-to-back against Arizona. Kind of predictable there. We talked about that same kind of thing with Kodai Senga. The league sees you the first time, they're like, okay, and then the second time is really how you determine if a guy is good or not. Noah Syndergaard pitches well against the Diamondbacks the first time, gets crushed for 6 earned runs the second time. It does make me feel like he's vulnerable here. And Justin Steele, he also could be a guy that might have taken the leap here.
Maybe.
A lefty like Patrick Sandoval, maybe he's come into the well, I would say Patrick Sandoval is like a step above Justin Steele, but maybe he's just like a good, decent, backable pitcher now that he will stick in this rotation. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run last time out against the Rangers, and then against the Brewers, 6 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs. Both of those starts were in Wrigley, so keep that in mind. But I honestly wanted to back the Cubs here. I really did. What do you think here, Connor?
Yeah, I don't mind it here with them too. Steele, 27 years old, but everywhere he's been, it's took him some time, but he's good. I think he's been a solid pitcher. Right away through rookie ball to AAA, he's been solid. I went back on his last start against the Dodgers. I thought he pitched a little bit better. It wasn't too bad. I think it was 4 innings. He did have 3 or 4 walks. That's the lone thing. Like the Dodgers got to cash in, and always with that lineup that is kind of the 2 or 3 run homer. But it seems like he kind of skated by, in that game last year, and that might happen here. But I think the value is with the Cubs and Syndergaard. I don't know what we get. I saw him the first start. You mentioned the same team. He looks unreal. Like I'm like, wow, this guy. He looks that first start at home. He pitched great. And you talked about earlier in the show. This is one. Look for the Cubs to steal a couple bags off his sorry ass. And we know Will Smith, not horrible, but not the quickest gun down there either. And then he gets shelled in Arizona. Does he bounce back here at home? I don't know. To me, it's Cubs first 5 here in this one. I'd look their way. And Swanson, 8 for 20. No extra base hits, but I would take his over 1.5 here. He obviously sees him well, plus 140. And how about some Hap? He's only 1 for 2 with a bomb, but I got plus 640. I'll take a stab with Ian Happ, Jack of the day there.
Beautiful looks there. I wanted to bet a first 5 team total over with the Cubs. Bovada right now, that's juiced at minus 135. That's pretty juiced for my liking. So I think I'm going to end up betting a Cubs team total over 3.5 full game minus 115. It's going to be interesting to see if Noah Syndergaard is just going to be dramatically better at home as well. Always been a Cali guy, and I think maybe he just feels better there. I don't know.
But he still sucked when he was with the Angels. He would have every once in a while a good start there, but his ball, he has no movement anymore. It's like his heater's right down the middle.
Well, I'm hoping for that today. So I'll be moving on Cubs team total over 3.5 here. And it's going to be fun to sweat out some more Thor money here. And I hope those fucking Cubs start running on them too. The Cubs are kind of like the example of the young running team that's been have successful so far this year. And against the worst, arguably, guy against holding runners is stealing. I'm hoping that comes through.
Yeah.
All right, next game and last game on our slate here. Connor Mack, it's always a pleasure to talk ball with you. Let's talk Austin Gomber, Marco Gonzalez, the matchup that everyone's been looking forward to. 2 battles of lefties here. We want to see it. Marco Gonzalez, Gonzaga guy, by the way. That's what everyone. Every time you talk about Marco Gonzalez, it's like Ryan Fitzpatrick in Harvard. You have to mention that Marco Gonzalez went to Gonzaga because everyone's like, they're a basketball school. How did this baseball player come from there? But he's been fine this year.
He's out, Jose. I just got breaking news. Hit it.
Oh, boy. Let's hit it again. Oh, my God.
Hit it.
What's the breaking news?
Marco Gonzalez is on paternity leave. It's just 30 minutes ago.
Marco.
Go.
Sure.
Tommy Malone.
Okay, well, that just made this game an easy pass for me here. Marco Gonzalez, congratulations on the sex. Congratulations on having a child. I hope that he comes out healthy. I'm off this game now very easily. I was off it before, but now I'm off it even more.
Yeah. I don't think the Mariners have looked good. I think I was talking with Jimmy. He liked their over, and some people did. I just thought at 88, and I still think they could maybe get there. I thought the under was the value there. Maybe I told you about it too. They should start playing better. But that first homestand, they did not look good. They just looked.
Yeah, against the Guardians, which is a team that's going to be in the playoff hunt right there with them. Could be a wild card chase right there with them too. So those games are important.
Yeah, Rockies on the road. That's just the only shitty thing here. Tommy Malone, let's look him up. Mike Moustakas, 8 for 26 with a couple homers. Chris Bryant, 2 for 5, a couple guys. It's Rockies or nothing. The one thing they do hit lefties, but not as good on the road. And Jose, we go through this every year. I just got to back them at home. Is there some value here with them? I think so. Gomber can be all right. He's looked like shit early on. He has not looked good. But I don't trust the Mariners' sticks right now either. They haven't looked great. And I don't think they've really ripped Gomber either. Not a ton of bats. 4 for 33. Pollock's 1 for 5. Suarez is 2 for 7 and a bunch of offers. So he's seen him a couple of times. I'm going to have to look up the starts in interleague maybe last year or so. But they're hitting 121 off Gomber. So that's good news if you like Rockies maybe. And only take him first 5. If he has a good start, look at Rockies maybe first 5. That might be, you could parlay that up, with if you like the Brewers or the under or, a little dog ticket with the Cubs.
Yeah, shout out to Mike M, by the way, who's been doing those hip to be square parlays, just 2-leg parlays, and they've been cashing at a pretty good rate for my man Mike M. He made a bet with a friend that he couldn't, or his friend said that you couldn't be a winning capper just betting parlays. And Mike M said, nay.
He could probably do it with sticking it to 2 teams. He could probably do it.
Yeah, 2-teamers are probably the way to go there, but parlays in general are the devil.
Well, what's his hip to be square today?
That's a good question. I'll look it up right now. But while I do that, Connor Mack, please, why don't you recap your plays for today because it's going to a big full slate of baseball.
Let's get to it. These late nights, I'm going to wait. I can't give it at 10. Was that over in the Reds game? Because the 9.5, but I can't give it out at 10 there. I had the under Giants game. Giants, Tigers, under 4.5, minus 105. We talked about the Rays. People mention the team total. I love it. I'm taking them again against Berrios here, first 5. Cardinals, first 5, minus 0.5, minus 105. Get it, Cardinals. The Mets is a little bit too juiced for me, but I think you get all over the Mets there. And I'm going to look to these late night games. I think the dogs are live there. Cubs or Rockies tonight, Jose. I think I'm going to be on something there. Maybe the Rockies, which I don't love on the road. Real quick, let's get to a couple of the props I mentioned. Rosarena, plus 140, over 1.5 bases. Devers, plus 125 with him. And I had to put some on his jack, plus 600. He's already got 5. Got to look there. Cedric Mullins, over 1.5, plus 120. And we got to the Cubs. Swanson, over 1.5, plus 140, 8 for 20. Got to take it. And we'll throw some the Jack, too, with Happ, one other Jack, plus 625. Ian Happ tonight against my Doyers.
Okay, interesting notes there, Connor. Thank you so much for sharing your picks as always. By the way, occupancy, I think that was from yesterday. I don't think he's released one for today. At least he has not tweeted one out. Mike M. So, but his pip slap play of the day is the Angels. So shout out to him there. My official looks here today. We got, like I mentioned at the top of the show, I got fucked right in the mouth last night. Sitting at 32, 43, and 8, down 13 units, but we're going to keep fucking battling, climbing back. We were down 8 units before this season already, climb back to even, and we're going to keep battling because we're not even a month in this bitch. We're ready. We're rocking and rolling. We're going to be here all season just battling here. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Tampa Bay Rays money line. I got that at minus 115, and I got the -1 at plus 112. I bet those last night. So make your bets accordingly there. Angels first 5 money line minus 115. Can't believe I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do it. Texas Rangers first 5 money line here against Los Astros. You can get a plus 125 now, so I will pick that. Beautiful there. And I battled back and forth on this one. I don't know whether I want to take the full game or just take the team total here, but it seems like I'm going to lean towards the team total just because I'm being safe. Cubs team total over 3.5 at minus 115 there. So little Rays double up, Texas, LA Angels, and the Chicago Cubs there for me, Connor Mack. All right, let's get out of here, guys. Again, thank you everyone for watching. Bling, my man. I'll be watching the Red Sox and thinking about you tonight. Occupancy, AOD, Vincent K. Maxwell singing the Pirates are his dog of the day. Brian Watson, a real deal prime. Banana boat, not a banana boat float anymore, just a banana boat. Has Drew Rasmussen over 4.5 Ks. Parl Angel, Jake Burns. By the way, it seems like the Cardinals screwed everyone last night because the Cardinals. I saw
Cardinal hate, man. I haven't. I took them too. I think the Cardinals came back in that one game. I took the Rockies twice in that series, first 5, and one of the games the Cardinals came back and won, but they lost. But yeah, a lot of Cardinal hate. Maybe I'll be bitching the next. I come on here later tonight if I jump on with Razor or Sunday, and I'll be screaming with you guys. Screw the Cardinals.
I can't wait. Let's all motherfuck the Cardinals together here. Cheshire Cat, Luchase Fox, all you guys make America great again. Brian Watson, Jake Burns, Cheshire Cat, all you guys is going to be a whole lot of fun watching these ball games. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back tomorrow morning, Saturday morning with Dabby Cab. I think, Sunday morning is when I'm going to be hungover. Sunday morning, I might be hungover, lads. So I'll give everyone that warning now. But it's going to be a lot of fun nonetheless. Connor Mack, thank you for joining me. Thanks everyone for watching. Where can the people find you real quick, Connor?
Just here, Pub Sports Radio. Get here, join here, do everything. Hit subscribe, become a member, all that good shit. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. As always, love it. Big Friday card. Love it. Let's get it. Let's cash today.
Big Friday cards are fun indeed. Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to say hey to us on social media, and we'll see you guys next time.